my name is Shauna Ray. I've been at Mission Church for a little over a year now. It's hard to believe when I look back over my life what I've gone through. It's hard to fathom that that's not a book I read or a movie I watched. When I think about not knowing how to love, when I think about being broken, when I think about not having a place to live, or walking through cancer twice, and sometimes crawling through. Sometimes when I look back, I think it wasn't real. It didn't really happen to me. That was my life. I did live that. I walked through it, I crawled through it, I survived, even when I thought I never would. And I'm able to tell my story. I'm able to change lives sharing what I've been through.
Of the lowly, God, you meet me where I am. Your heart, it knows no borders, knows no walls.
And then I got to know my stepdad, James, who quickly became just my dad. I watched how he prayed and how he had faith, how he served others and how he forgave. He had been through so much in his life, hurt, betrayed, and he was happy. I wanted to be happy. I don't know why, but I knew that it was through God that I would get there. But I just didn't know if God could love me because I hadn't been the best person. And I just thought, there must be some kind of redemption for me. There must be something and someone out there that could love me like that. I just needed to know that.
What a friend, lifter of the lowly, God, you meet me where I am. Your heart.
I remember one night before surgery, when I was going through all my treatments for cancer and everything, and I was alone, and I had always felt alone, always felt broken, always felt like something was missing. And I was thinking how I didn't feel like I was the best person. I was selfish and hard to think back, but a mean girl and lost. And I remember the night before my surgery just thinking that I didn't want to live that way because I didn't want to die in pieces. I didn't want to die not feeling love. I didn't want to die feeling like I was just part of a girl. So I let him in. So I prayed and talked to God. And I thought, just in case I die, just in case I don't wake up, I want to make sure that my last thing that I did was feel love.
I've never known a love like yours. I've never known a love like yours. No. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It's interesting to think on this side of grace, on this side of relationship with God, who I used to be. That girl is now whole. That I not only feel loved, but I know how to love. It's interesting to see that I know kindness, and even for me, looking back, that I'm different. That was me, and that is still an important part of my story. But that now on this side of it, I can understand what giving my life to God meant. That I can understand His promises, that I can understand His word, that I can understand community, that I can understand sisterhood and how powerful that is. That I can understand that when I'm serving the homeless or cooking for friends or just loving people right where they are, that it's because of what I went through. It's because I knew what it was to be broken. I knew what it was to not feel whole. That now I can smile and it's real. That I can dance and know that there's joy. That I still have hard days. That I still cry. That I still get mad, but not in a mean girl kind of way. That God loves me, and that I can choose every day to lean into that grace, to lean into salvation, and to know that I'm changed. But to know why that happened, to know how it happened, and to know that everything I went through, the trauma, feeling lost and broken, feeling sick, that all of that meant something, that all of that added to my walk, that I can overcome. And I know that there's hope, and there's joy, and there's God.
You've shown us hallelujah, hallelujah. What a wonderful Savior. I've never known a love like yours.
So every day I woke up and I asked myself, how could I help people? And being without a home, I thought I'd serve the homeless. That's where I would start. And I knew what it was to be hungry. I knew what it was to be alone. And I thought I'd spend my life loving people. And so I found my place in the Austin area again. And I remember being on my way to another church, and a friend posted on social media, and it was Mission. And I thought, well, I guess I'll just try this church. And I walked through the Mission doors, and I knew I was home. I knew I was right where I wanted to be, right where God needed me to be. And the unique thing that I found out was that Mission was a type of church that would join me in my mission on the streets, that would join me in serving others, that wouldn't ask me to change my calling, wouldn't ask me to go a place where I didn't feel like God was leading me. But they came right beside me and joined me in my walk. And Mission does that so well. And I love that I feel like family, that people come up and ask me how I'm doing, and they wait for a response. The texts, the calls, the coffee dates. Mission is home.
What a friend, you're the lifter of the lowly, God, you